Hi everybody, back again with another haul. It's been a while, been a couple months. I just have not been buying that many books. I still have stacks of books to read. I've just life. But the local comic show took place a couple weeks ago, and I've been meaning to show you what I got. So, was on a pretty tight budget this time around. I stuck strictly to the 5 for $1 bins, the 25, 50-cent bins. I think the dollar bin was as high as I looked. Looked none of the wall books. Didn't even glance in their direction. Couldn't do it. But that being said, I came away with some pretty cool books. A lot of fillers, a lot of stuff I'm trying to complete runs. You know how it goes, I assume. If you're watching this, I would imagine. But I picked up a lot of fun books and some stuff I was not expecting to find in the cheap bins. So let's jump right into it, okay? We got Detective Comics Annual number 2. Written by Mark Waid. Batman versus the KKK. I'll buy Batman fighting the KKK all day. Just look at that. Batman, KKK. Sold. Buying it. I picked up Batman books in the early 90s, 1990, 1991. That's when I started reading comics. The Nightfall series was the first Batman series I read. So books from around that time are stuff I'm trying to find now because I enjoyed those. Specifically, I enjoy the Batman series with art by Norm Breyfogle. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I wish he was still doing covers or even art today. I don't know what happened to him. I should look that up. But I got a bunch of his books cheap. We got Batman 458. Look at that. Meet Harold. He's hated, haunted, despised, and he may be Batman's best friend. Now, come on. You see that on the newsstand, you're picking that up, right? I'm picking that up. Picked it up now. Got that one. Batman 460. All Breyfogle covers here. 461. Again with that glare. I'm going to start shooting videos more regularly and I'm going to figure out the glare. 462. These are all fun books. Alan Grant stories. 463. 464. I know I already have this one, but I love this cover so much. 465. And this is a minor key. This is the first time Tim Drake as Robin accompanies Batman out on a mission. This is the start of the Tim Drake Robin adventures in Batman. So that's, it's not a major key, but it's a nice book to have. I got a couple of them now. Pretty cover. And 467, not a Norm Breyfogle cover. This is a Tom Lyle cover. A Chuck Dixon story. I love Chuck Dixon. And if Chuck Dixon did one thing at DC Comics, it was write Tim Drake Robin and write violence, usually women with giant guns. And here they are, depicted on one cover. Great. It is Thanksgiving as I'm recording this, and I picked up one of my favorite comics. I already own a copy of this, but mine's pretty beat up. But I found another one in the 20-cent bin. Uncanny X-Men 308. This book has nothing significant happening. There's no first appearances. It's not the start of a major story arc. What it does have is one of my favorite X-Men stories ever. Scott Lobdell's X-Men. Some people love it. Some people hate it with a passion. What Scott Lobdell did better than anybody else was he made the X-Men feel like a family. And this book was right after some very heavy stuff had happened to the X-Men. Characters had died. This after the Fatal Attraction storyline. And this was the X-Men on Thanksgiving. It's a very quiet book. The action's all in flashbacks. John Romita Jr. art, which is tremendous. It's just the X-Men. Scott and Jean, Cyclops and Phoenix, Marvel Girl, whatever you want to say. Just walking, strolling, discussing their relationship. We see flashbacks to their relationship origins. The rest of the X-Men, raking leaves of the X-Mansion. Leaf raking turns into a family football game, at the end of which Xavier is well, the big butt of a joke at the end of it. But it's just a fun. I like stories that show characters having a good time, enjoying each other, enjoying their lives. Because, you know, bad stuff is going to come. Bad stuff has already happened to these characters. Bad stuff is going to happen to these characters. So I always appreciate in all stories when there's a moment where you see them enjoying their lives. Because you don't care about characters unless you can identify with them. I haven't fought Apocalypse. I don't know how that feels. I have raked leaves and had a good time with my family. There you go. It's just good. If you find this book ever, read it. It's fun. It's good. Just own it. It's good. All right. More John Romita Jr. art. Daredevil 270. Another minor key. First appearance of Blackheart. Character in the Ghost Rider movie, played by that creepy kid from American Beauty. Sees the trash bag. I don't know. But pretty cover. Spider-Man. Pick it up. 20 cents. Got some Uncanny X-Men. I'm always trying to pick up Uncanny X-Men from the 80s and early 90s. Uncanny X-Men 206. And 208. 209. Phantom Stranger. I picked up issue 1 of this DC miniseries from 1987. I picked up issue 1 like 5 years ago. Never found the rest of them cheap. Last couple weekends ago, they were in the quarter section. Phantom Stranger number 2. Mike Mignola art. I got the whole rest of this miniseries then. Phantom Stranger number 3. Phantom Stranger number 4. Looking forward to reading these. I'm slowly but surely putting an old Marvel team-ups run together. Picked up Marvel Team-Up 123. Spider-Man and Daredevil. A lot of Spider-Man and Daredevil this time. Here's a great cover. Avengers 218. It says, "No, Iron Man, no, don't shoot! To save the world, this boy must die." And the kid's got a gun to his head. Again, I talk about it all the time. Covers. Cool covers that hook you and make you want to pick up the story. I miss them. I miss them very much. I'm always happy to find them. Speaking of cool covers that just hook you, grab you. Superman Family number 3. I don't know when this is from. Late 70s, I assume. What strange power changed Hawkman into a killer ape? Hawkman's an ape and he's bear hugging the Flash to death. Come on. You pick that up, you see that, you have to thumb through it at the very least and probably buy it. That's great. I bought this from a dealer that had a mix of Golden Age books, high dollar books, and like 2 cheap bins. I bought 2 books for $1. I wasn't paying attention to the guy next to me, but he bought a stack of Golden Age books, probably like 15 books. He paid $2,200. It was an interaction like, I'm cheap. I don't spend money on these books. But, you know, I'm waiting my turn to give this guy a dollar bill, and the guy next to me spent $2,200. Just, I can't imagine. Can't imagine. I don't pick up a lot of the new books, especially the new Marvel books. I don't know what's going on in the Marvel universe. I love Marvel. Books confuse the hell out of me. I don't know what's going on in the series anymore. But I've been intrigued by a book I've come across called Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. This is Renew Your Vows number 1. This is if Peter Parker and Mary Jane had stayed married and their child had survived. It's death, never happened, magic, I don't know. It's just continuing that story. And I picked up this issue a while ago and I enjoyed it, and so I've been on the lookout for others. And I found number 2. It says 50 cents, I got it for 20. And number 3. And number 4. $4 cover price, 20 cents. I cannot spend money on these new books. It's too much money. Can't do it. It's a perfect example. Amazing Spider-Man number 1, not the cool Spider-Man number 1, but the latest version. Ooh, some kind of variant cover. Cover price $6. It's like a 3-year-old book. $6. I got it for 20 cents. I could not, I'd be kicking myself if I spent $6 on this and saw this in the 20-cent bin. Oh, jeez. I'm always picking up Punisher Warzone by John Romita and Chuck Dixon. Punisher Warzone number 8, which I may already have. I did not take my Punisher list with me. We'll find out. Big fan of Spider-Man 2099 by Peter David back in the 90s. And this is the relaunch of that first issue. Glary. Look at that glare. Another book I've always wanted to read. Didn't know, and I found the first 3 issues. Sandman Mystery Theater by Matt Wagner. And Guy Davis? Yeah, Guy Davis. First issue of that. And a second issue. And the third. Here's another miniseries that I always see, but it's always more money than I want to spend. Finally found in the cheap bin. The Gargoyle from Marvel, number 1. I have no idea if this is any good, but I like the cover. Just cool. Gargoyle number 2. And 3. And 4. Another semi-recent DC comic book from 2014, Secret Origins number 2. The old Secret Origins book series from the 80s at DC is one of my favorite comic series of all time. I own all those. So when I saw they relaunched Secret Origins, I hope I said Secret Origins. Secret Origins a few years ago, I wanted to pick it up, but again, what's the price tag here? $5. $5. I cannot spend $5 on a brand new comic book. 20 cents. A few years later, just patient, 20 cents. Big Ghost Rider fan. Big Ghost Rider fan. Again, I've not picked up a lot of the new Marvel stuff, but here's a few years back, Ghost Rider Annual number 2. Mark Texiera cover. I love it. I did pick up the entire Jason Aaron run of Ghost Rider, which I really enjoyed, except he had a miniseries after the main run called Heaven's on Fire, which I had not been able to find, but I found the first issue. Ghost Rider Heaven's on Fire, number 1 of 6. So I need the next 5. And because I'm a Ghost Rider completist, I finally picked up Ghost Rider 2099, number 1. I don't know how many issues are in this series. I thumbed through this. I don't really care for the art, but it's Ghost Rider. I collect. I have to have these things. It's a sickness. Speaking of which, Ghost Rider guest starring in Daredevil, $2.95. I picked up some Amazing Spider-Man from the 90s. Todd McFarlane cover, $3.19, Amazing Spider-Man. This is one of my favorite covers when I started reading comics again as well. Amazing Spider-Man, $3.74. Venom with Peter Parker's parents, or who we thought were his parents. Spoilers, they're not. Just a cool cover. Mark Bagley, always like his art. It's a cool book. Amazing Spider-Man, $3.50. Spider-Man vs. Dr. Doom. $4 price tag again in the cheap books. Always, just wait. They'll always end up in the cheap books. Amazing Spider-Man Annual, featuring the Iron Man of 2020. Evil bad guy Iron Man. I can't remember his name. Obviously something Stark, but I don't remember. It's something weird. Oh well. It's kind of a big character now, I believe. But I don't know. Cool cover. And then, to finish out, I found 2 complete runs of books which I was not expecting at all. Image Comics a few years back put out a book called Alex and Ada. 15-issue series, lasted like 2.5 years. Always heard good things about. It had Jonathan Luna art, which I enjoy for the most part. I've heard good things about this series, and I found the whole thing in the 20-cent racks. 15 issues, whole series. It's a good book. I read it. I haven't really read a lot of these books yet that I picked up a couple weeks ago, but I sat down on a Sunday morning and I quickly plowed through the whole Alex and Ada. Very good. I can see this being a movie very easily. It read very much like a movie script, like the artwork was very storyboard-esque. They could have done more with the art, but it was still a really fun read. If you find it on the cheap, you get the trade paperbacks cheap. Good book. And finally, speaking of good books, I've always wanted to collect, it's on my to-do list, the Marvel Comics Presents series from the, I 1990s. Anthology book, featured a bunch of different stories, not just different characters. But the big famous storyline in that is the introduction of Wolverine as Weapon X. Wolverine getting his adamantium claws and the skeleton and all that. The story was by Barry Windsor Smith, great artist, great storyteller. Did this series over the course of like 15 issues. Always wanted to pick it up, I just haven't. Usually it's a pretty pricey series, or the trades. But I found a guy that, again, the 5 for $20 section, he had a ton of the Marvel Comics Presents. I wanted to pick up more, but budget. I was already running out of cash and I couldn't. But he had the entire Weapon X run, the whole thing. So we got, look at his covers. Issue 73. I'm so excited I got these. 74. Look at that. It's beautiful. 75. 76. 77. 78. Oh, these covers. So good. 79. Look at that. That's awesome. I don't know what happened to Barry Windsor Smith. I'll have to Google him, see what he's doing now. 80. 81. 82. 83. I'm blocking my books with other books. And 84. Whole Weapon X run, $2.40. You cannot beat that. That was my find of the show. I was so excited to own these finally. Yeah, just great, just great. It is Thanksgiving. There's lots of comic book shops having sales. Some are having sales tonight. Some are having Black Friday sales tomorrow. Will I go spend more money that I really shouldn't spend? Time will tell. Perhaps I'll be back tomorrow night with another video. I don't know. But that's what I got for now. I'm sorry I've been away for a little bit. I will try to put these videos up a little bit more frequently. I've got a lot of new subscribers. I thank you all for watching. Leave comments. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What'd you like? What do you don't like? Got glasses now, huh? What do you think of that? I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. Okay, everybody have a good day, good holiday, and I'll see you soon.